Sometimes I wonder why we're not called human doings. And of course, we're not. We're called human beings. That's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting. You're listening to Ariana Rollins. Before we dive in, I would love to share my 10-minute momentum reset, especially if you're on a path of manifestation and sometimes you hit a bit of resistance. It's free. You can go to mindfulachiever.com and get it downloaded. All right. So this morning I was thinking about this idea of paying attention to how we're feeling while we are living our life or while we're engaged in an activity. And I don't do that enough. I can be pretty disciplined and I can keep focused on the things I need to do. And I can have magic amounts done by the end of the day. Some days feel very light and breezy, and then some days feel heavy, hard. And I believe the difference is where I'm coming from in myself, in my doing. That's why, I started with, are we human doings? This world, this current culture we live in, especially in the United States, if you're listening to this from the United States, we are recognized for our productivity. We're recognized for doing, and more doing. But rarely are we recognized for our presence, our peacefulness, our joyful smile. It's the productivity culture we live in. So looking at that, if we are focused so much of our life on doing, and there's a lot of bodies of work out there that speak about those on spiritual paths, the concept and the notion of being. I don't know if you've ever read The Law of One. It's a very interesting read. It's a little out there, guys, because it starts from channeling and intelligence. That's not unusual, but this type and form of how they do the channeling is very unusual. So I read it probably 13 years ago, but I'm rereading it. And there's a passage in there that speaks about the importance of being, like our beingness first. If you are a coach, if you are a healer, if you are an author, if you are a speaker, heads up, please pay attention to this, because for me, this cracked things open. Because here's the thing that transfers when we are engaging with others. It's not the knowledge. There's so much knowledge. Someone can open up a AI app and talk and get reflection back, get knowledge, do research. They can create whole training programs and podcasts, and without the heart, without the human in it. So it's not knowledge that people are looking for, especially if you're in a service-based industry. If that's your work, if that's your passion, they are looking, they may not be able to articulate it. It's not something that the SEO chatbots are going to be looking for. They're looking for your being. Because that is what someone can take away. That's the thing that gets transferred to help balance them. I've got a wonderful business bestie, and she might listen to this episode, and she'll know exactly who she is. She has often got feedback that when someone comes to her and they've got a tech challenge, she's really good at tech solutions, building websites, graphics, all those things that, yes, AI can start to do those. But she brings such a calm energy, that being energy, that people feel calmed. They feel soothed. I would actually say they felt balanced at the end of it, and they get things done, and they accomplish things. We are not looking for more knowledge. We're looking for greater self-awareness so that we can solve our challenges ourselves. We're looking to embody all of the personal growth we've been working on. We're looking to apply what we've learned, whether it's a tech thing, business coaching strategy. We're looking to be more efficient and effective. That's just my belief at what we've already learned. So we're not looking to be filled up like a cup with somebody else's stuff or ideas. We're looking for it to come from our beingness, especially with so much written by AI. You know, you go on social media, and I'm so grateful when I saw that at the top. I think Facebook does it. I don't know if Instagram does it. It's AI-generated content. And I've never been pleased with social media more than when I saw that, because they've got filters. And so they are helping us recognize when the human heart, the human presence, the wisdom, the knowledge hasn't created that. So what I do is skip. I don't go through it. And another thing that I notice on socials, not that this can be a whole social thing, but is when someone shares something and it's a hugely long post and there's a sense they didn't even read it themselves. And it's like, why? Why are we driven to do, post? And where we're not having that, let's slow down, let's make a real human connection. Because yes, social media can make a real human connection. It can touch someone deeply where they feel seen, they feel cared for, that they matter. And isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? From our beingness. See, I even said that. Do. All right. So I was thinking about this myself. Well, what would daily life look like if I focus on joy and peace first and foremost? So I instantly get an answer. I was like, oh, I like this. First, tune into how I feel when I'm engaging with that activity. Whether it's I'm dialoguing with AI, or I'm watching a movie, or having a conversation with a friend, or reading a book, or walking, or working out. How am I feeling? Pause enough to tune in. Because if I'm feeling anxious, stressed, like, let's say I'm in worry, I'm making others wrong, or AI is making me wrong, that's something that I'm noticing, especially with ChatGPT. It's like questioning my thinking. It was like, who or what are you? I don't know what wrote that version of AI, but I get that, and I push back. I was like, why do I want to argue with AI? I don't. So what do? I pivot. I move on to a different platform. So is the exchange, the conversation, is the chat dialogue? Is it from a blaming, controlling, trying to be right, making somebody else wrong? And this is subtle, my friends. This is subtle because we all want to be confirmed. And when we're in a point of conflict or challenge, we want to be seen. We want to be recognized that we are making a difference. We're contributing. We're wise. So first, how am I feeling? Second, how do I want this interaction to feel? Looking at the negative, like what am I feeling right now, right? So how do I want it to feel? Well, I'd like it to feel elevating. I'd like it to feel peaceful, loving, expanding, growth-focused, like getting insights. I'd like to learn. Those are my best conversations or dialogues where I grow my self-awareness about either myself, or how to relate to others. I love those. So if we tune into how we feel, and then we ask ourselves, do I want to feel like this? And then we ask, well, okay, how do I want to feel? It's very fast. And I think it can help us to shut off that stressful movie we're watching or cut back on a dialogue that we're having. I don't know why I'm using that word dialogue. I think it's because it's often we communicate through text, and it is a dialogue. It's not a conversation in a way. We're not hearing the warmth of the person's voice. We're not looking into their eyes. We're not near them. So I think that's why I'm calling it dialogue. So if we look at if our purpose is joy, human purpose, and I will say I didn't get this by myself. This was inspired by, I was listening to an Abraham Hicks short little video clip from one of her conversations with someone who's attended one of her workshops. And she said, if life's purpose, she doesn't say if. That's another thing I noticed. I like to posit if. Sometimes I will make claims, but I do like it because I want everybody to come to their own understanding. I'm not telling you how to think. I'm not telling you how to be, because who am I to say that? So if, she didn't use that word, she says it is, it's categorically this. Who knows? I think I got to prove it to myself, and I want you to prove it to yourself. Don't take anything I say on face value. See if it works. So, if life's purpose is joy, her phrase after that was really telling to me. It was opening to me because the result is expansion. So if we are human doings, we're constantly focusing on expanding performance, productivity, finishing that book, finishing that project, finishing that painting, finish that conversation. We want to expand into more of ourselves. I would think that's most of us. We want to, maybe that's the purpose, is to expand into more of ourselves, not the doing stuff. So if life's purpose is joy and the result naturally is expansion, it's like, so we don't have to chase expansion. We don't have to chase productivity. How would life feel if we were doing that? I bet the manifestations would come because we've talked about this before. If you've listened to any of the episodes, how important our emotional state is. There's a whole chapter in my book on emotions and how they're the driving force for our manifesting. For better or for worse, because sometimes, if we're in a bit of a state and we've had a difficult day, we can manifest even more challenges. Our computer not working, turning the wrong way when we're going to a new place. You know the feeling, right? You've done this. But if we are in a place of awareness of our state, we feel that peacefulness, we feel that joy, we feel that love, that light, that heart opening. Life's good. It's a good time to be alive. I don't always feel like that, guys, but yesterday I did. And it's like, that feels good. So I'm tuning more to how I'm feeling. Then I think our doing is going to be coming in alignment from our being, from that joyful place. And isn't life easier when we're living a life of joy, a joyful, purposed life? Oh, that's a good one. Joyful, purposed life like that. And that the doing's going to take care of itself. So I was playing with this, if the result is expansion, well, where does the expansion come from and what is it? And then I instantly got this, is if you've been listening to the podcast, I do Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. I've gone to one of his advanced retreats and one of his other retreats when he was in Austin. So he talks about our field. And if I like to think of it as our magnetic field. So this was the answer I got instantly when I asked myself, where does the expansion come from and what is it? Your field gets bigger and you're less messed with. Oh, I love that one. You're less messed with by the outside world. Well, what's that mean? Because you're living from intention and you're not like an empty vessel that others can fill you up with. You are in an intentional, purpose-driven day, moment, experience. And we don't get messed with. That's one of the fastest way to connect with yourself is to be in that place of intentionality, not from like a driven place, but this is how I want to feel. This is how I want to turn up. This is how I want my day to flow. Intention. It's not subtle. It's not fluffy. It's powerful. So if I start my day with intentionality that joy and peace is how I want to feel, That's how I want to turn up. And if I'm not turning up like that, I got a little reflection to do, right? And if I'm turning up like that, I was on a large meeting earlier today, and I looked around the room. It's one of those Zoom meetings, and people's faces were just so downtrodden. I know life's hard at times, but I was like, ugh, poor people. Gosh, can we connect to a little smile here? Because we know when we smile, it transmits feel-good hormones all through our body. Try it. Try smiling now. And as I smile when I do this podcast, you feel it. I'm going to try frowning now, not trying to change my voice, but it does, doesn't it? So looking at how you turn up, we don't have to change the world. I mean, we're not in charge of it, nor can we do it. But just an observation. Wow, how wonderful it is when someone responds from that joyful, present place. It's so good. It's like we're expanding more goodness into the world. And I believe that's human beingness when we are contributing who we are within ourselves and that goodness, that purpose-driven vision for our work, our purpose-driven work. What is it? Was it Cahill Gibran coined the term work is love manifest? Manifested love? It was a phrase like that. It's like, oh, isn't that good? What if we worked like that? Even if you're not self-employed, even if you're working a 9-to-5, 40 hours and you've got a commute, what if you could touch and tap into the love that you're coming from when you turn up at the job? Because yes, paycheck's great. Yes, a new client's great. But if you're turning up from that beautiful beingness that's uniquely you, I'm pretty certain people are going to feel it. And you're going to flow. And your manifestations are going to flow right alongside it. So how about, if we want a little challenge, let's just try easy. Let's just do the rest of today. That we come from this place of awareness of how we're feeling and bringing in that human being that feels good. And catch ourselves when we're in that driven human do. And let's catch if we're trying to be a human doing. Because productivity, that's not what generates human connection. It's not. It's that seeing someone, feeling someone, and bringing upliftment wherever you go. All right, thank you so much for listening. I'd be so grateful if you've been listening to the podcast is to share a quick review. Not share it, write a review. Is there an episode you loved? Did it make you feel better? Did it brighten your day? Did it lighten your spirits? Let's get this in more ears because goodness knows we need to lighten up, don't we? So as we wrap up, again, thank you for listening. As you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. So much love. Bye for now.